power of the collective and the individual, because not one person can change the world and not just one group, but we need to combine groups, movements, individuals, politicians.
The biggest takeaway from me is the feeling of that I'm not alone, that I'm a part of something much bigger. Sometimes when you do your work and when you're in your country, in your community, working with your people, there is this feeling of like, frustration, and you feel like you're doing this alone. But just coming here, realizing that there are so many different organizations and people from all over the world are working to create a better life for women, just makes me really happy.
One biggest takeaway from here was the conversation around tokenism. So how we as young leaders or so many people from diverse backgrounds are coming here, and we were like 8,000 people, but at the same time so many more thousands of people couldn't make it. When you're given the space at the table, you take it, and then you go back and use that power to gather the voices that you're saying are not being represented at the table.
All the best practice that they've shared to me and all the principles that they've shared, the studies wherein the Philippines is lacking behind. So I want to go back to the communities, to the specific communities of the rural areas in the mountains, in the oceans, in the seas of the country, so that I could share what I've learned here, not just me, but also the networks that I got here.
From events like Women Deliver, I take a lot of power. Sometimes in my country and even in my city, I feel kind of powerless, when you're in your own and like in your house. But when I am in places like this with lots of people who think just like me, I get a lot of power and I feel really powerful.
Is the support that I've seen here. I was thinking that I'm alone in this stand-up that I'm doing in my country. Women Deliver was the biggest opportunity that I would have it in my life.
I feel privileged and I feel really grateful for the opportunity. That's what I have felt the whole week, as I had any experience, any opportunity to talk with someone or to see any new topic being discussed in front of me. I was just so lucky to be there and to be able to get in that position to reflect on that. And I think what I will bring with me is the power that those discussions have given me, because knowledge is power.
This was a so inspiring institution, with so many inspiring people, surrounded with so many ideas, so many good energy. And for countries like mine, that is very difficult to be a girl or to have your own ideas and your own projects that you really want to create a change against the inequalities that we are facing as a young woman and as a girls. I think that it was very important for me to be recharged of all of these energies and good ideas.
Women Deliver has been an awesome experience for me. So I have learned that collaborative efforts, the spirit of determination, the spirit of speaking out the truths, even if people feel uncomfortable about it, can actually help us reach the impact.
I'm going to start talking with people that I meet here, thinking about what I was doing actually in Mexico and other things that we have to do in the future.
I think I've gained a lot of new connections, a lot of new networks, but a lot of newfound knowledge as well. And I think just an energy that I'll take with me that I think I really needed. When you're working in this space, it's so easy to feel very alone and to kind of feel like you're fighting against the world, but being in a room with 8,000 feminists is very energizing.
I will bring new connections. That's really important. The networking here was amazing, and I have new connections to build a wider and stronger movement in Brazil and all Latin America. I think that these are the main points.
Most important thing that I'm taking away is that first, I have everything inside me that will allow me to make change, and if I don't have it within my reach, I can always go get it.
What I got about this was intersectionality, because it's about leaving no one behind, but also taking in diversity. So what I mean by intersectionality was they were bringing other groups that are a part of the women's movement, for example, LGBTIQ, which resonates to me, and we had side sessions about inclusive movements. Even the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, said about adding people and respecting diversity, because gender is a broad perspective.
I'm going to take back home the the collaborations we did, the partnerships that we are making. So I'm hoping that it all goes well, and all these young people that I've been communicating with, that I've been engaging with, also come to my country and have a time to exchange these ideas on how best to address sexual reproductive health and rights in Zimbabwe.